Good afternoon, all you. I hope you all doing well. Okay, we'll start for the day. So, Prashant sir, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Shishmita.
Hi, sir, you can take over the class.
Sure, thank you. Hey, hi everyone. Good evening or good afternoon. I hope all of you all are doing good. So, welcome back once again, everyone, to our Gen AI session. So, again, today we are going to look into what exactly is LLM. And as I mentioned, we will be discussing about the prompt engineering, like where we will run multiple prompts and we are going to check that how the results are going to look like. So we will be focusing majorly on how to create the prompts, what are all the different prompts, where you all can also be able to go ahead and first listen to me, after which I will give you some chance to practice it from your end. And in that way, we will be able to take the entire session, everybody. Okay. So welcome back once again, everyone. Let me quickly go ahead and share my screen to all of you. And from there, we all can be able to go ahead and get started, everyone. Okay, so let me share my screen to all of you quickly. So whenever, sorry, like before we go ahead and get started, so first thing is we are going to look into and understand what exactly is a LLM, which we basically call it as the large language models. Okay. So LLMs, okay, when you hear very frequently what is LLM and all, right? LLM or as a large language model, it is all your chat GPT, and then you have your Copilot. Already we used these two tools yesterday. Okay. And then you have Gemini. So basically, these are all are your LLMs, the large language model. Okay, basically, when I say this is so powerful models, these LLMs are such a powerful models that they are being very much designed again for understanding and generating the human-like text. So today LLMs are so popular. Today LLMs are very in demand. Only reason is because if you remember on the day also
The faculty members, Prashant sir is facing some network issue, I guess. That's why he left the session. Just give me a moment. He will rejoin back. Kindly stay for a few minutes.
So whenever you talk about the LLMs, right, the large language models, these large language models are going to be a very powerful tool, if I would say. Okay, and these LLMs today are being meant for generating the human-like text. So you can be able to see that we can be able to generate a human-like text where you can read whatever the content you wanted. Okay. So whenever you're generating the human-like text, that means you can understand it in an easy manner. That means you can ask your question in English and also can be able to read the answer also in English. In this way, you can ask whatever question you want in your own way, whatever language you are comfortable with, and you will also be able to see that the answer is going to be conveyed so that you can be able to understand what exactly is being asked. So that is how large language models are going to be really powerful for us to generate the human-like text content. Okay, so that's one of the important clarity which you all should basically be about. Okay, that's your LLMs. And then LLMs example, as I said, right? It is your Chat GPT, Copilot, Gemini. All of these things are the examples for your LLMs, which we basically call here as the large language models. And then you see that here, right? Large language model specialization is to create the text. Okay, the large language models which are present, right? Their main purpose or their main criteria here is to generate the text only. Okay, remaining now when you see generative AI is having the capability of generating text, image, audio, video, like code, all of these things you can be able to do it from the generative AI. But when you talk about the large language models, they are only specifically meant to create the text content. That's it, not anything else apart from it. So whenever you consider your large language model, you should understand that your LLMs are meant only for creating the text. That's it. It is not meant for any other purpose. That is the significance of actually utilizing the large language models, where whenever you talk about LLMs, they are being only going to give you the text content. That's it, not anything more than that. Whereas your Gen AI has the capability to create all different types, but your LLMs are only capable to create the text in a great manner. Okay, and then to these LLMs, you add some plugins. Okay, to these LLMs, You basically add some plugins, and that plugins will help you to create either image, or either you want audio, or either you want video. All of these things are going to come to you when you have the plugin installed. Otherwise, all these LLMs which are present will be responsible for you to generate the text content appropriate. That is it. Their capability is to generate the text. Now, whatever image, audio, video you wanted, for that, LLMs like ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini are using plugins at the back end. So that those plugins will be helping you to create all of these things without any concerns or constraints. That is the understanding which we all should basically be aware about. That's the significance of your LLMs. And I mean, that's how you can generate the text and can be able to read the content, whatever is needed. Okay, so now you see that here transformer. Yesterday I explained to you, right? Transformers are nothing but these are the things which are sitting at the back end of your chat GPT, Copilot, and Gemini, where it is going to take the question as an input from you. So whatever question you have or whatever anything you have, right, it's going to take the input, and then it will process the information into multiple layers. More the layers, more will be the processing of the information, and that is going to be an appropriate one. Then finally you are going to see the output over here. This is what you will be able to see. In between whatever processing is happening, that you cannot see it. That is something which will be done at the back end, that will not be visible to any one of us. Those are at the back end. The model will run based on the question whatever you asked. Okay, it has already been trained with a lot of data. Your chat GPT model it may be, or your Copilot model it may be, or your Gemini model it may be, it has been trained with a lot of data. Okay, all the data with which it has been trained, right, all of the data will move into the transformers. Transformer is the neural network which sits at the back end of the any of the LLMs, like your chat GPT, Copilot, or Gemini. And what it is going to do ultimately, it is going to process all the information. Whatever information has to be processed, everything is going to be taken care automatically within this. And after it is going to process the information, right, then it will be able to go ahead and will be able to generate the output for all of you. It's not like you ask a question and it does some magic at the back end and then it is going to give you no magics. Model is created. Model is dependent on deep learning. Deep learning as a concept of neural network, which we already learned in the previous sessions. Okay, so what is going to happen here is your entire, okay, whatever you see in this scenario, your entire like machine is been fully trained. Okay, so it's been fed with a lot of training data. All of the training data, your model was being able to learn on its own. So after it is being trained, right, then a user is asking anything in the form of an input to any of the tool like your chat GPT, Copilot, or Gemini. So whatever input you go ahead and ask, it will automatically be able to take that input into consideration, and then it is going to process all of that information into multiple layers. Once that information is being like processed into multiple layers, right, then it will go to your output layer where you will be able to see the response. And as I mentioned to all of you, more the layers, more will be the quality or the accuracy of the data when compared to less number of layers which is being required for processing any of the information. So this is the overall clarity which we all should basically be able to consider when we take care of the neural network, which we basically here call as the transformers. Okay, then what next? So if you see what are the key points for your LLM, one is your pre-training. That means your LLMs are being trained on huge amount of data. That means this means they will learn from a massive collection of all your text like books, websites, and articles. So before they start helping with any of the tasks. So it's been trained with a lot of it's been pre-trained with a huge amount of data so that they have a massive collection of data with them like books, websites, and then articles before they start helping with any of the specific tasks. That is how it is being pre-trained in a really great manner. Then you have your size and scale. So these models are again built using the massive neural network. Okay, so that's the point which we all should be able to consider. Just give me 1 minute. So if you see here, right, it has been, I mean, you see that whatever the massive neural networks which are present here, right? So in this scenario, like one is anyhow you have been pre-trained with a lot of data, then you have the size and scale, right? These models are again built in such a way that where you have a massive neural network, that means this has a huge number of connections, okay, that is going to allow them to understand all the complex information, and it will be able to generate you the responses like a human being. Okay, that's how it will be able to, you see that there is a massive neural network being present. Okay, and then you see that there is actually a very huge number of connections where it will allow you to understand all your complex information, and accordingly it will generate all the responses to you like a human being. And then you have a fine tuning. Okay, so what exactly here is a fine tuning in this case? Fine tuning means, again, you see, right, after the initial training, all your LLMs can be fine tuned, or it can be given some extra training for specific tasks. This means if you want to make them even better at doing things like answering questions, translating languages, or summarizing any of the information, right? So for that, you can be able to do the fine tuning. So basically, the key points on LLM, if you see, right, the LLMs are being trained with a huge amount of data where you can, I mean, make the LLM learn from massive text like books, websites, and articles before they start helping with any of the relevant tasks. Then you see size and scale. These models are again built using the neural network. I mean, this means you have a huge number of connections that will allow them to understand all the complex information and to generate the responses like a human being. And then you have a fine tuning where it will be ensuring that after the initial training is done, you can take your LLMs and can be able to fine tune it by giving some extra training for any of the specific tasks. Like, I mean, this means you're letting them know that you can be able to go ahead and do better at doing things like answering questions, translating languages, or summarizing any of the information. So ultimately, when you talk about your LLM, which is your large language model, right, these are your AI models that will learn from the vast amount of text using its deep network called as a neural network, where it will understand the things. So today, your chat GPT, your Copilot, and Gemini, if someone asks you that how it is being able to go ahead and understand everything on its own, it is because of the neural network. It is because of the neural network which is present, right? It is because of the neural network only there is a good amount of trading which has been happening, and it is being able to learn everything on its own. Okay, so the neural network is able to learn everything on its own so that it can be able to handle it in a more effective manner. Okay, so that's how you can utilize your neural network in a better way, where you can make sure that you are dealing with a huge number of connections that will allow them to understand more complex information, and it will generate the responses like whatever you are going to ask. Then you have a fine tuning. Ultimately, like fine tuning means if you want a specific task to accomplish, then fine tuning will play a very important role. Okay, they have been trained to make sure that they will give us the better and specific responses rather than putting it across everywhere. So today ChatGPT gives you answers across every sector: academic, industry, agriculture, any domain you take, ChatGPT gives you answers. It's a master of all jacks. But fine tuning means, let me say, you are going to train the data in such a way that it will be able to work in such a way that it is going to plan only for a specific model. So for an example, okay, like let us say in academics, right? In academics, you may create your own like chat GPT model, but it will only be giving answers with regards to academics only, not anything more than that. Okay, like this, you can fine tune and make sure that it is only applicable to a particular model. That's it. Okay, so that's something which I just want to make sure that you all are pretty much aware about. Okay, so whenever you say that here in this case, fine tuning, right? Fine tuning means you will specifically target to particular sector only. Rather than having everybody into the picture, train your data only related to academics. Then the response also will be very much strict towards academics only. It's not going to deviate apart from it. That is fine tuning. You can fine tune and make sure that it is only related or relevant to a particular domain or an area. So the data also will be trained in such a way that it is only applicable to that particular sector only, but not everywhere. So that's how you can be able to utilize your fine tuning in this case. Okay, so overall, this is how you can utilize your LLMs, where you can pre-train with a large amount of data, and you can make sure that they are using their massive neural network, and then they are trying to learn everything on their own. And then fine tuning is to make it more specific to any particular domain or an area. That's it. And then use cases, LLM means your chat GPT, Copilot, and Gemini, where you can use case it like one for content generation, like where LLMs can help you to create the content, like for things like marketing or for advertising. Okay, you can be able to do all of these things. Like you can write your ads, you can create your blog post, or you can create your social media updates. Right. So all of these things you can be able to do it. Like content generation here means the very purpose of this is to create all of these strategies. Like you can create the content for any purpose. It may be marketing or it may be advertising. For example, you can create your own ad, blog post, or social media updates. You can do all of these things. Or else you can also be creating your chatbots and virtual assistants, like all your chatbot and virtual assistants. So here LLMs are again used in chatbots to provide all your user support and interact with your customers. For example, they can answer your questions or can help the users solve the problems. There also you can utilize your generative AI. And then in the language translation, so LLMs can really translate the text from one language to another, so that you can expand your communication between people who speak different languages. So that is how even your LLMs can help you out in like translating the relevant languages, whatever is needed for you. And then you also have your text summarization in this case, where LLMs can take really a long piece of text and summarize them into a very shorter versions, so that you can easily understand without reading the entire content. And your LLMs can also be helpful for you to generate question answers, so that it can provide the information very quickly, like similar to how search engines work, right? In the same way, you can ask any question and it will be able to go ahead and give you the relevant information associated with it. So LLMs at the end of the day is helping us to generate all the text, translate the languages, support the customers, summarizing the long documents, and then answering the questions whenever we are being able to go ahead and ask. So these are the different use cases which we should be able to consider when we when we take up the large language model. Okay, so this is how you see that your entire content is being present, like where you go ahead and start with your content generation, right? Where you can create your own content, and then you go with your chatbots and virtual assistants, where you can interact and make the things much easier. And then you can translate your language and make sure that you can expand all your communication, so that you can translate and can talk in any of the languages. Even though if you're not comfortable, your Gen AI will make it simple. Your text summarization, instead of going through the entire content, you can summarize the text and can see the response appropriately. And then finally, question and answers, where you can see that you can be able to provide the information based on whatever questions are being asked. So this is how you can be able to use all your use cases for LLMs like ChatGPT, Copilot, or Gemini. Okay. Now moving on to prompt engineering, which is very, very important for all of us. Yeah, yeah. Like PPT and everything will be shared, Mohit. LMS, in the LMS, you will be having it. I think XLR team is going to do that for all of you. Okay, don't worry. So now moving to prompt engineering. Okay. So what exactly here is a prompt engineering? So this is something we need to consider. See, prompt engineering is like, if you have a look here, like ideally what we say, if you would have used Alexa, Siri, Google, okay, when you use these tools, right? What happens? Ideally, you talk, right? Like you talk to Alexa saying that, hey, play so and so music. Or you say to Alexa, how's the weather? Or you say to Alexa, what's the temperature there? So you generally ask any question, either your Alexa or a Siri or a Google, it will understand whatever you are asking in the English text. Like when you talk in English, it will understand what you're asking, and relevantly, it is going to give you the response. Like whatever is a response which is required, that response is going to be derived, or that response is going to be provided to all of you. That is how Alexa, Siri, and Google are going to work. And that is what is a prompt. Yesterday, you remember when we were seeing the types of outputs in ChatGPT. Like yesterday, when we were looking into the types of outputs in ChatGPT, right? We have seen different types of outputs available in ChatGPT, like a scorecard, right? And then we were able to go ahead and see XML, YAML, UML. Okay, and then we were able to generate all the content. All of those are prompts only, like writing a Python code. Those are all prompts. Okay, so ultimately what I'm trying to let you know here is prompt is nothing but whatever you're asking in the plain English to any of your LLMs like ChatGPT, Copilot, or Gemini, they're able to understand and then give you the relevant responses. That is what is happening as of today, right? So that is the prompt which we are basically asking. So now you see, this is not a new thing. Even ideally in the previous world also, we used to do the same thing. Even for Alexa, we used to do the same, Siri same, Google same. We go ahead and then we give the response accordingly. Okay. Then you see that ultimately today prompts are very important, where it is going to make sure that you can generate your text, you can generate image, you can be able to help us. You can be able to utilize it for creative writing, and you can also be able to utilize it for the code generation. So ultimately, when you talk about your LLM, it has always been helpful for generating the text, for creative writing, for generation of the code, and for sometimes generating the images. So somewhere or the other, these topics are the things which we have discussed yesterday. But yeah, nevertheless, we will go into the details of all of these things right now. So ultimately, we talk about the engineering. Prompt engineering means it's all about writing a very well defined and structured queries. So, what happens? Whatever you are going to ask to your GenAI model like ChatGPT or a Copilot or maybe Gemini, whenever you are going to ask anything specific, you have to make it very clear that what you actually want it. Like, for an example, imagine your ChatGPT as an assistant. Okay, where you say to you talk to your assistant and you have to make the things very clear. Otherwise what will happen is your assistant will assume the things on its own, and it is going to give you the responses. Be as clear as possible. Okay, what I'm trying to let you all know here is be as clear as possible, so that you can always be able to get the best responses out of it. Okay, it's really very important for us to get the really best responses. So for that, I would like to say to all of you that whatever you are going to do, right, the very first and the most important point here is prompt engineering is all about how well you can write your prompt, how well you can ask your Copilot or Chat GPT, where it can give you the relevant responses. Many people lack here. What people do, okay, fine, anyhow, writing a prompt only, right? I will write whatever I'm thinking, but that's not the case. You need to write it in such an effective manner so that it can be able to give you the best responses out of it without having any constraints or difficulties. That is what is the prompt engineering as a process, where you can be able to get the best responses out of it and can get whatever the results you want, right? You can be able to get all those relevant responses. Okay, that is prompt engineering, where you see that there is a well-defined process or well-defined query or a prompt you have to write. Then it will give you, see here, accurate and relevant responses. It's not just because you know English, you can just go ahead and write something. And many people, what mistake they do is they imagine one thing. They imagine that certain things, but when they want to ask or when they want to write it in Chat GPT or any other LLMs, right? They don't put it. They think that Chat GPT will come into their mind. It will assume and it is going to give you the response. Unfortunately, the answer is no. Unfortunately, the answer is no, because if you really want to know something from your LLMs, then one thing you have to make it very clear here is whatever it is been able to go ahead and ask. Okay, whatever you're asking for, that only it is going to give you the content. Do not expect that whatever is running in your mind, it will be able to go ahead, analyze that, and will give you the responses. No LLMs has that capability. So whatever you think, you have to write it in a well-defined, structured manner so that it can be able to interact appropriately and will give you very much accurate and relevant responses. That is it. That is how you are going to get the very much relevant responses and you can be able to take it up appropriately. So this is the overall clarity which we all should basically be aware whenever we consider the prompt engineering into the picture. Okay, now what are the best practices which we can adopt like for the prompt engineering? First, as I said you have to very clearly convey what you needed. Make sure that whatever request or question you are asking, that should be clear so that your LLM or AI knows exactly what kind of answer you want. That is how you should be very much clear in what you're conveying. And one more thing, you always need to focus on giving some context or the background information. So this will help your LLM like ChatGPT to get some additional information or a context that what you are expecting so that it can understand and can serve your request in a better manner. It can understand and it will be able to serve whatever you want it in a much better way so that again at the end of the day you all can be benefited out of it. That is how the context or the background information is very important where it will help you out in giving whatever additional information you want or whatever context you need, you can understand and then your request can be served in a better manner. So always giving context or background information in your prompt will always be helpful for ChatGPT to give you the best answers. And then you need to balance the between simplicity and complexity. That means keep your request simple enough. Okay, keep your request very simple enough to be clear so that, if you put everything a lot of detailed enough, right, to get the right answer, don't make it too vague or complicated. Just because somebody has said you that you have to go and give a context or a background information to your LLM like ChatGPT, it doesn't mean you write an essay over there. Okay, like 2000, 3000, 5000 words is not needed there. Just give the relevant background. Give the relevant background, balance still the simplicity, put it very simple enough, don't make it very complicated and then very difficult, just put it simple and then don't make it very too vague or too complicated in the process. So that is the understanding which we all should basically be aware about. Okay, and then you also have over here is iterative testing and refinement. Okay, iterative testing and refinement means keep testing. Okay, you have to keep testing and improving. Okay, iterative testing and refinement means you have to keep testing and improving your prompts. So you have to keep trying different ways of asking to see what basically works best and adjust your prompt as and when it is needed. You have to keep adjusting your prompt, right, as and when it is basically needed. So in a very simple terms, I will say when you're working with any of your chat GPT, make sure that all your request is clear, provide any relevant or background information, find always the right balance between simple and complex prompts and keep refining your approach until you get the best results out of it. So these are the best practices which have been implemented for the prompt engineering where we can get the better and the ideal responses. That's how you can always be able to convey your response without any difficulties or concerns. That's how you can request and make it in a better manner. And going to context or background information, right? Like where you can understand your request better. Okay, you can basically be able to go ahead, understand your request in a better manner, and then take it further. Then you have to keep balancing your request in a very simple manner so that you can get always the right answer and don't make it too vague or complicated. The prompts and whatever you're trying to use it. And keep testing and improving your prompts so that you'll always see what best way I can be able to implement and can get the best result out of my prompt, which I'm trying to utilize it. So this is how you can like implement your best practices for prompt engineering, where you can get the best results out of it and can effectively plan it. So this is the clarity which we all should basically be aware about. Okay. And here, if you see, right, these are the top buzzwords we keep hearing every now and then. Okay. If you see here, these are basically the top buzzwords which we keep hearing now and then. And if you observe in this scenario, okay, AI, as you know, right, it is a broad concept of your machines and software where you can think and learn like humans. Like human-like intelligence is getting transferred over here. That is what is your artificial intelligence. And you know NLP, your natural language processing. This is there for your computers to understand, interpret, and respond to human language. Like basically whatever the text we are providing, right? Or even speech. When you provide the speech also, it can understand it. Okay. Either a text or a speech, it is able to understand, interpret, and respond to whatever we are asking. And that is all been happening because of the natural language processing only. And then you have your LLM over here, which is a large language model, I will say. So this is your large language models are again basically your advanced AI model, where it is being trained again on huge amount of text data, where it will be responsible for you to generate the human like responses. As you know, examples would be like ChatGPT, Copilot, and Gemini. Okay, so some of the top LLMs you see here. Okay, like GPT, now it became a 4. Okay, GPT 4, which is owned by OpenAI. Okay, and then you have a Llama. Llama is owned by again Meta. Okay, and then you have your stable LM. This is again being developed by the Stability AI. And then you have a Claude, again, which is again released in 2023 by Anthropic. You have a Palm 2. Palm 2 is again a product coming from the Google AI. And then you have the Vishuna, which is UC Berkeley product. Okay. So basically, these are different LLMs. Even though there are so many LLMs, only some of them are very popular. And these days, I know that you would have heard about a lot about the deep seek. Okay, so this is something again, I think some of you have already asked me, and yesterday I've answered it. But yes, every now and then LLMs are getting created, and people are using it for different purposes, like where you can utilize it and can play around with in a more effective manner. That's how the LLMs are becoming very, very popular as of today. So we can use all of these LLMs and can be able to utilize it in a more effective manner, if I could say. So these are some top LLMs which are being currently present in the market. I mean, you can use any of the LLMs, and all of them are meant for same purpose. It's only about the accuracy with which it is coming. Chat GPT has a very good accuracy. After that, you have an accuracy good for Copilot, Google, Gemini, Claude. These are some really good tools. Even though there are so many LLMs, but those are really very good tools which can give you a better responses, if I would say. Okay. And we already discussed about this GPT yesterday. I've explained to all of you, right? GPT means what in chat GPT? G means it is your generative. P is a pre-trained. T is a transformer. Generative is meant for what? For generating all the content. As I said you, right? It will go ahead and create a new text based on whatever you are asking. That is the capability of the generative. Pre-trained means, as I already said you, the AI has been already trained with a lot of huge amount of text like books, articles, websites. Okay, before being used, it has been pre-trained number of times. And then you see here there is a transformer. This is the technology like using a neural network inside your chat GPT, which will help you to understand and then generate the text. So it's basically like a smart tool which will organize and process all the information whatever you need. Okay. So because today ChatGPT, Copilot, or Gemini is very powerful, or if it is very smart, it is only because of the transformer, which is using the neural network, using the deep learning concepts. It's able to understand whatever you are asking and then being able to generate the relevant response out of it. So that is the clarity we all have to understand with regards to transformer. Okay. So this is one of the very important point which I would just say to all of you. So now what we will do here is let's move on to the hands-on activity, as we have already covered the prompt engineering right now. So we will utilize the prompt engineering and we will see what are the different techniques of prompt engineering. That we will learn practically, because I don't want you to make you understand that theoretically. So practically we will go ahead and understand what are all the different prompting techniques which we can be able to utilize so that we can see that the prompts are being written very effectively. Okay. So let's go ahead and explore that in a better manner. Okay. Where it can where it can guide us that how we can be able to write the prompt in a better manner. Okay, let me open the chat GPT. Give me 1 minute. go into our ChatGPT tool. So the moment you enter into the ChatGPT tool, right? So here, in this case, if you can observe, so what is going to happen here is, I'll say hi. Okay, so now it's understanding what is needed. Yesterday, we discussed about the types of output. So now, let's say, what is prompt in the chat GPT? Okay, we'll say, what is prompt in the chat GPT? Okay. So whatever we learned, it is just trying to give us that data. See, prompt is again an input text or a question where it will guide us in generating the relevant responses. So you need clarity, context, format, and structure, right? It's giving us all of that information. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to explain to all of you that how we can basically be able to go ahead and try to write the prompts. Okay, now what we need to understand here is how we can be able to go ahead and then try to write different types of prompts so that you can be able to get the best response out of it. Okay, in a very clear manner. That is what is prompt engineering, which we learned, right? Prompt engineering is the process where you are going to see that you will be getting the relevant responses out of it. That is what is a prompt engineering. So I will say, write a LinkedIn message. Okay. So I would say here, write a LinkedIn message to head of engineering. Okay, just I'm writing a normal prompt. Write a LinkedIn message to head of engineering at Infosys for what? Okay, let's say for a developer role in 100 words. Okay, so if you observe here very clearly, I am making it very clear in this scenario that I want to write a LinkedIn message to head of engineering at Infosys for a developer role in 100 words. Okay, let's go and then try to run this once. Let's see what it is going to generate for me. Okay, it says subject exploring the developer opportunity at Infosys. Okay, let's see. Hey, hi, head of engineering name. I hope you're doing well. I'm a Java or a microservices developer with 15 plus years of experience, known for building stable applications and receiving multiple appreciations for my work. Currently, I'm exploring new opportunities and would love to contribute to Infosys innovative projects. My expertise spans backend development, cloud integration, and scalable architecture. I would appreciate the opportunity to discuss how my skills align with your team's needs. Please let me know if you can connect for a quick chat. So, if you see here, I mean, this message, whatever you are able to read, it looks a little lame. I mean, it's good, but it's not that great, which is needed. Okay, you may feel, yeah, wow, it is, but it is not. Okay, it's very, see, you are sending a mail to a head of engineering who have a very limited amount of time, right? You hear what you're saying that, okay, it's like a general mail only, right? If you can observe over here, I hope you're doing well. That's cool. Okay. I'm a developer with so and so experience, known for building applications, receiving multiple appreciation. What is that appreciation? You did not mention. Okay. I'm exploring new opportunity and would love to contribute to Infosys for innovative projects. I mean, this is something which anybody can be able to write. See, if you really want to catch the attention of somebody who is a head of engineering at a particular or a reputed company, so definitely you need to plan it in a better manner. Definitely you have to handle it in a more effective way. So how can we be able to do that in that scenario? So I will say, now I will just change it. Okay, I will say to my chat gpt in this case that, hey, you are an experienced counselor. Okay, I will say here, you are an experienced counselor. Okay, who actually has, I'm saying to my chat gpt that you become an experienced counselor who has actually helped people to get the jobs in Google, Microsoft. You can name some good product based companies: Microsoft, Uber, okay, Apple. You can just put something like this, okay, along, okay, you can say along with a lot of Fortune 500 companies. So everything will automatically come, okay, along with lot of Fortune 500 companies. Now I will say I am an early developer. That means I'm a little bit having experience, not a great experience, but I would say that I am an early developer, looking for my first stable job. Okay, I'm looking for my first stable job. So now you are helping me. I'm saying to my chat GPT that, hey, you are helping me to write a cold message. That means smooth message to whom? To the potential hiring managers. Okay. You can say that you want to write it to potential hiring managers to help me get a job. Okay, so first I'm giving a context. The context is I'm saying to my chat GPT, you become an experienced counselor so that you become an expert who has already helped people to get the jobs in companies like Google, Microsoft, Uber, Apple, along with a lot of Fortune 500 companies. And now it's my part now. I am an early developer looking for my first stable job, and you are helping me to write a cold message to potential hiring managers to help me get a job, which is very good. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is then I will say, okay, this is cool. So now I will put my context. I'll say that, hey, write a now LinkedIn, okay, write a LinkedIn message as you have already given the context. So I'll say write a LinkedIn message to whom, same context, to the head of engineering, okay, at Infosys. So you can say at Infosys. Now, Jim, imagine that the head of engineering at Infosys name is Jim. You can find out that in their website, right? It will show that you have interest and you have explored. Okay, so Jim asking for a chance of interview. Can say that you are asking for a chance of interview for what role? For a developer role. Okay. So you are looking for the developer role at Infosys in under 100 words. Why under 100 words? If you write a big paragraph of mail, right, they will not have, already they are busy, and on top of that, very lengthy mails, right, then definitely they will not be able to identify or can do anything. Okay, so that is the point we all have to understand it. So I want to put it as simple as possible. And now in the mail, I want to add certain parameters. Like if you see here, okay, you can say I have a strong, you can just say that, okay, I have a strong I mean, uh, you can say that I want to be a part of, you can just highlight that. I want to be part of the strong tech team. Okay, I want to really be part of the strong tech team at Infosys. Okay, so this is the first clarity, which I want to make sure that I want to be part of a strong tech team at Infosys. Okay, and then you can just say that I have a great passion. Now you are writing about you so that the GPT will understand that I have to add these things. I can say that I really have a great passion for learning, and even I conduct classes. You can write about what you do basically, and I conduct classes myself. Okay, and I will say I have a good empathy. Okay, where you are emotional and then you care for everyone's feeling and for the users. Okay, have a good empathy, you can say, for the potential users, so that you are giving that confidence that I care about everybody. And you can also mention, okay, you can say that you have to talk to ChatGPT like how you're thinking. So also mention that I have only 1 year of experience. Okay, you can just say that I have only 1 year of experience as an intern. I worked as an intern basically at the gaming startup. Okay, so you can just say to your chat GPT, it is a chat GPT setting that how it will arrange it. Okay, I have an experience at the gaming startup. Okay, and now you can say that you have you have 1 year of experience as an intern at the gaming startup, and then we can also be able to say that I have, okay, I have a great enthusiasm. Okay, where I'm really passionate and I can be able to really do the great things. Okay, so you can just say that I have a really some great enthusiasm to go ahead, and then you can say some interesting things. Okay, so you can say that some interesting things I have done. What you have done, I have done as an intern. Okay, so I can just say I was able to write the front end. Okay, what I did. I have written the front end and back end of, it's a gaming, right? I can say of enrollment of gamers. Okay. On the game. You can just say that. Okay. And I helped in writing the code also. Okay. I helped in writing the code for the gaming app. Okay. So you can say I was able to go ahead and help in writing the code for the gaming app also. Okay. That's it. And then somebody was given you feedback. Okay. You can say to ChatGPT, include a feedback. I will say include a feedback from my mentor. Okay. Where I worked as an intern, right? Include a feedback from my mentor. You can just say that, and then you can say that whatever they have given you as a feedback. Okay, you can just mention that over here that this person is excellent. Okay, this person is excellent resource wherever he goes to. I mean, wherever he goes, and we can say that, and has a lot of enthusiasm. Okay, and has a lot of enthusiasm and learning mindset. You can say that's it. So this is the clarity. Now you see what I did here is I made it very clear. In the previous one, what I did, write a LinkedIn message for the head of engineering at Infosys for a developer role in 100 words. What is that? I mean, it's a very general where you can do, others can do, everybody can do. But how do you stand out unique? I will stand out unique when I ask everything to my ChatGPT about me. See, what I'm trying to say, I'm saying my ChatGPT to act like a experienced counselor so that whatever response it gives in a great manner for me. Okay, so then it is saying that who has helped you, who has helped the people to get the jobs in so and so companies, Fortune 500. I'm saying that I'm an early developer looking for my first stable job. So please help me to write a cold message, that means soft message, to potential hiring managers to get a good job. So you set the context. Now you're saying that, hey, what I want now is, as per the context, write a LinkedIn message to head of engineering at Infosys, whose name is Jim, asking for a chance of interview for a developer role at Infosys in under 100 words. Then you are saying to ChatGPT who you are. See, I say that I want to be part of the strong tech team at Infosys. So you are complimenting Infosys here, saying that they have a very strong tech team. Then you are saying I have really great passion for learning and I conduct classes myself, and I have a very good empathy where where I consider everybody. And then you can also mention that you have 1 year of experience as an intern at the gaming startup. You have a great enthusiasm. Some interesting things which you have done as an intern, like you can write it down. I have written the front end and back end of enrollment functionality on the game. I have helped in writing the code for the gaming app. And then I got a feedback from my mentor, which is this person is excellent resource wherever he goes and has a lot of enthusiasm and learning mindset. So I've written everything. I've written everything to my chat GPT, and I'm saying that, hey, please incorporate all of these things because this is all about me, at least as of now. So you now it is your job, chat GPT. At the back end, you have a neural network, you have a transformers, you process in whatever way you want, and then try to generate or give me the response. Let's say, okay, once as I done with my prompt, I'll say, please go ahead. I just clicked on enter, and now it will go ahead and let's see what it is going to do for me. See here. If you observe in this scenario, it's very clear that it first of all addressing hi Jim, because you mentioned that your head of engineering for Infosys is Jim. So it took hi Jim. I hope you are doing well. I am a passionate developer eager to join Infosys strong tech team. With 1 year of experience as an intern at a gaming startup, I built the front end and back end for gamer enrollment and contributed to the gaming app's core code. I have a deep empathy for users, love learning, and even conduct classes myself. My mentor described me as an excellent resource wherever he goes with great enthusiasm and a strong learning mindset. So I would love the opportunity to discuss how I can contribute to your team. Looking forward to your thoughts. See, so crisp, so specific. See, why would a head of engineering will be focused about your English? Because in the previous mail, it's all about English. It's very less about who you are, except this line. Okay, except this line that also ChatGPT has predicted on its own. You did not mention anywhere what is your role. Okay, so apart from that, it's all about I will do great things. I'm going to be part of your innovative project. I will create some backend. I will create cloud integration. I will create some scalable architecture. Okay, but here there is no concise way of knowing who you are, basically. But in the second one, when the prompt ran, if you see here very clearly, it's very precise and crisp. Hey Jim, I hope you're doing well. I'm a passionate developer where I'm really interested to join Infosys strong technical team. With 1 year of experience as an intern at a gaming startup, I've built the front end and back end for my gamer enrollment and I've contributed to the gaming app's core code. So this is very specific of what you have done, which you have mentioned to ChatGPT. Then you're saying that, like personally, you have a really good empathy for users. You love learning, and then you even conduct the classes. Okay, and my mentor has described me as an excellent resource. You are also showing, or you're also saying that you can have confidence on me because my mentor, where I worked in gaming platform, has described me as an excellent resource, so that wherever I go, they will be able to give. I mean, they will be able to go ahead and have a great enthusiasm and a strong learning mindset. So I would love the opportunity to discuss that how I can contribute to your team. That is how you can be able to take it further. So this is one of the understanding which everybody of you should basically be able to consider. Okay. So this is the core point which we all should basically be knowing about. So this is how you have to make it very clear. See, in front of you only there is an example. See, very generic prompt, generic answer. Very detailed prompt with everything you mentioned very clearly, absolutely crisp answer. It was able to go ahead and provide it to you all. So this is the clarity you all have to understand. Prompt engineering means it's not something like where you go ahead and do rocket science here. You have to be very specific and very clear with what you are trying to do. See, I've written such a prompt where first I have given the context over here, then I said that what I basically need here, then I mentioned over here very clearly that how I need to be able to go ahead and react. I mean, that's all about me, like who am I all about, and then I mentioned just include a feedback. That's it. And then it was able to go align itself, and then it was able to give me a proper structure so that I can be able to take and then provide this message to head of engineering without any constraints. So this is what I would request that everybody of you to please go ahead and then try to complete this activity. I'm just showing you the prompt over here. Now you can write your own prompt. Okay. I'm not saying that you need to go ahead and then try to copy the same prompt. It's your call. If you want, you can take the same prompt, or otherwise, if you are interested to go ahead and then try to create a prompt in your own way, that is also up to you. Okay. What I'm going to do is it's better that if I can take this off. Okay. So I'm gonna take this, put it in the Word document for all of you. Maybe if anybody is interested, can take down this prompt. Here is the prompt. So please take a look into it. If you wish, you can be able to take the same prompt, or you want to change anything over here very specifically or in a very clear manner. If you want to have any prompt over here, that is up to you. I mean, I'm just showing you this is how the prompt you can be able to implement, but it is your call how you want to go ahead and say to the head of department. Okay, in your respective academics, you may have your head of department as your HOD, right? You can have your head of department in your college. You can replace head of engineering at Infosys with your head of department at so and so department, and your university or a college name you can mention, and can also be able to create a prompt and see whether it is working fine or not. Okay, so you want to apply for any of the college or a university. Okay, now you want to write a mail to head of department, or you want to write a mail to head of dean, or maybe to the vice chancellor, like whoever it may be. Okay, so then later at the bottom you replace this with your experience, and then you mention that what feedback you have received from your existing university or a college. Okay, and then you say you are an experienced counselor who has helped people to get the jobs in universities. Just remove Microsoft, Uber, Apple. Say that in university or colleges. That's it. Okay, now you can say I am whether what experience you have. I am an early developer here. I mentioned you can say I am associate professor or I'm already a professor or maybe you are assistant professor. So I'm assistant professor looking for my job change. So you are helping me to write a cold message to potential hiring managers to help me get a job. That's it. And then you provide your context and then you can see how the response is coming from the chat GPT. I mean, just a thought. You can not only do that, you can do different type of things. I've given you a sample prompt. This is how the sample prompt is going to look like. Later, it is your call that how you are going to tweak or how you are going to change. That is up to you overall. Okay. So that's the clarity which we all should basically be aware about. So please complete this. I'll give you 2 minutes of time and let me know over the chat. Then I'm going to take you all to the next part of the prompt. Okay. So this is one prompt with which we have started. Then I will explain to all of you that what should be the next prompt which we should be able to utilize. I hope that you all have completed it off. Yes, no? Perfect. Okay. So now let's move further over here. Okay. So as you all are done with this basic prompt, like where we were able to talk about like how you can act as an experienced counselor and then how different companies are going to play here as an important role. So as we are done with this part, now what I'm going to do here is let's run another prompt, different type of a prompt where you will understand that how we can also be able to use the prompts effectively. I'll open a new chat again over here. So with this new chat, what I'm going to do here is I will say, I need an instruction. Okay, instruction is I'm hosting a party. So I will say, okay, instruction, I want to say, write me an invitation. Okay, I will say here, write me an invitation for a party. Okay, I will say here, write me an invitation for a party. That is my instruction. And then persona. Persona means to whom. So I want to target this party to my friends. Okay. Like you can say age group, let's say birthday party. This is okay in the age group of 20 to 30. Okay. And then CTA means whether you are coming or not, you have to respond in RSVP. That means whether you are coming or not, you have to definitely respond. And then tone. Tone here is humor. Humor tone. Okay, humorous and quickie. Quickie means again little naughty and a nice tone, I will say. Length. Okay, so you can also put it like this. What I'm trying to say you is if you don't want to write the prompt in a very lengthy way like this, like which we were being able to discuss right now. Instead of writing a lengthy prompt, you can also write like this, is what I'm trying to show you. So just put whatever instruction you want to go ahead and highlight it. You can just put that respective instruction over here, what you want. Persona here means that like the phrase in what age group you want, and then CTA, whether they are coming or not, and then the tone should be humor and quickie, and length should be under 200 words. Okay, now let's see what my chat GPT is going to do for me to create an invitation for a party. Let me say, previously what you used to do, if you want to invite anybody, right, you used to go ahead, write down all those things, check it out from the internet, your English is fine or not. Okay, and whether invitation is appropriate or not, send it to multiple people. Sometimes we give this contract to others where they write an invitation in a very nice way so that you will always be able to have a better invitations being present. But right now, if I see like in the chat GPT, I'm mentioning instruction that I want to go ahead and utilize it for an invitation for a party and personalize here friends in the age group of 20 to 30, and CTA here is you have to respond. Tone is humor and quickie, length is under 200 words. Let's try to run this and check it out what it is going to do. See, party alert. It says party alert. Now see here, hey party people, life's too short. Life is too short for boring nights. So we are throwing a bash that's going to be louder than your neighbor's complaints and sweeter than the free Wi-Fi. And then you see date, location, and time. You have to put that. So you have to expect good vibes, questionable dance moves, and enough snacks to feed a small village. There may or may not be an epic karaoke battle. Okay, bring your best party energy, hydration station, gifts, just bring your awesome self. We don't need a gifts, just bring your awesome self. Okay, RSVP now, that means whether you're coming or now, I mean, whether you're coming or not, you have to say, or forget or forever regret missing the most legendary night of the year. Okay, PS, first one to arrive gets dibs on controlling the playlist. That means they will be given the chance to control the entire playlist. Hit that RSVP button now, whether you're coming or not. See, so I mean, like writing like this, it would really take a lot of time for us. If you would have really want to go and write this, right? It should take a lot of thought process, or your English should be so strong that you should be able to come up something like this. Now see, just I mentioned in just in 4 to 5 lines, say instruction is write me an invitation for a party. Persona is my friends are in the age group of so and so. CTA is you have to respond quickly. Tone is humorous and quickie. Length is under 200 words. That's it. Nothing else which we need from here. Now party alert, if you see here, in this case, we are making it very clear. Okay, in this case, we are making it very clear that if you really want to go ahead and make it better, so life is here very too short for boring nights. So we are throwing a bash that's going to be louder than your neighbor's complaints. I mean, so nicely it is being conveyed. If you can have a look into it. But sometimes some people may think, okay, this is too good, this is too nice. I'm very happy with it. But again, I am assuming that this is too humor. I mean, a lot of humor is involved into it. I mean, initially it looks very nice, but again, can I little bit reduce or maybe what can I do? I mean, some people may understand, some people may not understand. So can I just work in such a way that where it can be a little bit easier? Then you can say whatever you're thinking. If your mind is thinking that, convey the same to ChatGPT. If you're thinking this is great, awesome. But if you're thinking this is great, but still, if I really want to go ahead and send this, I may not be feeling that much confident about it. So then what is that you want to do in that scenario? So then you say to ChatGPT, hey, what is I'm thinking is it is too humor. Okay, it is too humor. And can you please make it simpler? Okay, so you can say it is too humor. And can you please make it simpler? Okay, let's see what it is going to do for us. Okay, you are invited. Hey, friends, let's get together for a fun night filled with good vibes, great company, and lots of laughter. Insert your date, location, and time. You just provide your party details and then expect good music, tasty snacks, and a chance to unwind. Just bring yourself and your best energy. RSVP now so we can plan better. Hope to see you there. Let's make some great memories. Simple, short, and sweet. The call is ultimately how you want to go ahead and utilize it. That is the main thing. Okay, that what you need to understand here in this scenario is the call here is to make sure that you can be able to go ahead and can utilize it in a much better manner. That is the main gist behind this, like what we are trying to utilize currently. Okay, so whatever I have been able to provide you here, right? So the point to be noted is like here the call is with you that how you want to utilize it. But this is the way in which you can always be able to go ahead and can create some small prompts in this way by breaking it into multiple lines, and then you can be able to ask whatever is needed. That is how here you can create the prompts not only in the paragraphs, like you were able to see the first prompt here, right? Not like this. Sometimes even you create one liners, put multiple lines like this, and you can send whatever you want, and it is going to give you the relevant responses. So in our case, we have right now taken the party example, and then we were able to see that how you can send it, the tone and everything you can be able to set it up accordingly. It will be able to go ahead, create a mail, and then you can be able to see the relevant responses out of it. So that is the clarity which we all should basically be aware about. Okay, hope that this makes sense to all of you. So this is the understanding which we all should basically be able to consider overall. Okay. So yeah, just take 1 minute of time. Please have a look into the prompt, like whatever I have written right now. Probably you can take the same one, or you can little bit change or customize it based on however you want it. So please go ahead, complete this, and do let me know, everybody. I'll give you 1 to 2 minutes of time. Then I'm going to show you the next type of a prompt which we can be able to utilize it. So hope you all are done with this part. Okay. So this is how you can be able to run a basic prompt over here, and then you can be able to take it up. Okay. So now I'm going to take you to the next type of the prompt. That is a role prompting, ROLE. Okay, it's called as a role prompt where you will ask your chat GPT to act like a particular role and then it will give you the response. Okay, so first, for an example, I will say here, write and what I would say, okay, I will say write an opening introduction. Okay, I will just say that here, write an opening introduction paragraph. Okay, under 100 words for an article. Okay, I'll say what for an article, what on how AI is going to change the way, okay, how AI is going to change the way we work. Okay. So we can say, write an opening introduction paragraph under 100 words for an article on how AI is going to change the way we work, we know it. Okay. So we will, I mean, like where it's not sentencing for an article on how AI is going to change the work. Okay, on how AI is going to basically change the work the way we know it. Okay, so let's go run this. Okay, now you see that it is saying that AI is again revolutionizing the workplace, transforming how we work, collaboration in general. If you see here, it is actually correct. It's not at all wrong, I will say. It is very correct. At the same time, whatever it is trying to provide you as a response, it is very precise and concise, if I will say. And that is what you asked, right? You said that, hey, write me an opening introduction on how AI is going to change the work the way we know it. Okay, so you made it very clear here that what is that you wanted. So accordingly, it is able to go ahead and give you the relevant response. That's it. Okay. Now what I will do here is I will write a role. Like if you remember in the previous prompt, we have added a role here. What is the role here? You said the role is you are an experienced counselor. In the same way, now I'm going to say to my prompt that now you are an AI researcher. Okay. So here you are an AI researcher who built, okay. So now I'm saying to my chat GPT that you please go ahead and behave right now as a AI researcher who has built LLMs. Okay. Now what I will do, I will add just this thing, the same thing, nothing changes over here. Okay. So I would say here, now you are an AI researcher who has built LLMs. Okay. Now write an opening introduction paragraph under 100 words for an article on how AI is going to change the work the way we know it. Let's take this, run it over here. Okay. Now see. Now you see that it is talking about LLMs because you are an expert in LLM. So definitely you will be giving more towards the LLM. The previous prompt and the current prompt are same. Only thing I added here the role as a you are an AI researcher. See, immediately you see the answer which it has provided here, right? It's totally different. The risk of AI, particularly LLMs, is fundamentally reshaping the way we work. As an AI researcher, see, it's answering you as an AI researcher, developing LLMs, I have witnessed how these models are revolutionizing the productivity, decision making, and collaboration. Okay, how you can automate the complex tasks, how AI is shifting the job roles. So, if you see here, very clearly it is able to go ahead and give you the response as an AI researcher. Now, again, I'm going to say that here you are an AI expert. Okay. So you are an AI ethics expert. Okay. Who takes care of the AI guidelines and all. So you are an AI ethics expert where you are trying to understand. Okay. You can say that I am trying to understand the ethical effects of AI. Okay, so same. Now again, you can mention that write an opening introduction with regards to it. Okay, so if you observe here very clearly that you are here in this case an AI ethics expert where you're trying to understand the ethical effects of AI. Then you're trying to say that write an opening introduction paragraph under 100 words for an article on how AI is going to change the work. Now, whatever response this is going to let you give in the chat GPT, that will be more towards the AI ethics expert. Let's see that. See, as AI is rapidly transforming the workplace, its ethical implications demand urgent attention. So, from automating the jobs to influencing the hiring decisions, AI is raising the way in which the work is happening. So, you have to take care of the fairness, bias, and accountability. While these technologies are really great, but as an AI ethics expert, you should be able to handle it really in a better manner. You should be able to go ahead and examine in such a way so that it is not going to create any difficulties or concerns when you really want to take it up. So this is the utmost clarity which we all should basically be aware about. So when you give a particular role, what the chat gpt is going to do is it will understand that role first, what you are asking. It will go into that particular role and then will give you the response whatever you wanted. Okay, it will first enter into the role, and then accordingly it will be able to give you the response whatever you actually wanted. Okay, so that is how you should be able to go ahead and implement it. So these are the role based prompting, role. So where you see first you put a normal definition like this, and then later you are asking as a role that as an AI researcher who has built llms, can you say me that how we can be able to write how AI is changing the way how the world is moving. And then again as an AI ethics expert, okay, like understanding the ethical effects of AI, how can I be able to see that how AI is changing the way how the work is been happening. So you can be able to write these prompts and can be able to see all the results over here very much effectively. Okay, so this is how your role based prompts are going to play as a very important role. Okay, and today I will discuss about research also. Today, I will also discuss about research. So there are around 2 to 3 types of prompts. So before we end the session, okay, there are some research prompts also which we will run. The people who want it for thesis, the people who want for PhD, the people who want to do some research activities using ChatGPT, right? Even those prompts also I am going to consider today only. Okay, so please do not worry that if you are thinking that we will cover the research prompts or not, answer is yes, we will cover. But before we do that, at least you should first understand what are the different types of prompts which ideally or generally we need to use. Until you don't know those things, then research perspective is going to be little difficult. Okay, so I'm going to put the prompts. So please make sure that you take a note of these prompts and then try to run it from your end, everybody. Okay, I'm just putting it over here. This is my 1 minute. This is my first prompt, which I ran right now. Okay. And then the second prompt, which I ran was like an AI researcher. So I have added a role over here. Okay. And then the third prompt here is you are an AI ethics expert. That is another role which I have added over here. Okay. So overall, these are the three prompts which are being present with us. Like one is you can write your like opening introduction paragraph. Another one is like you see that it acts like an AI researcher. And the third one you see here, like you can act as an AI ethics expert. Okay. And then you can be able to see the results accordingly. So please have a look into it. Okay. And make sure that you take a note of this prompt. And then I'm going to take you all to the next one, which is a tone based prompting. This is a role, ROLE. Now, another one which we are going to discuss will be tone, TONE. Like in what type of tone you can be able to do the prompting. That is another technique which I'm going to explain to all of you, that how you can be able to use the tone based prompting. Okay, that how you can play around with different types of tones. Those are the things which we are going to discuss, but please complete this one, everybody. I'm giving you 1 to 2 minutes of time, then I'm going to take you all to the next prompting technique which is available for all of us. Okay. Hope you all have completed this part. Now, what is that I'm going to explain to all of you here is the tone-based prompting. Okay. This was your role-based prompting. Okay. So now whatever I'm going to explain to you will be the tone-based prompting. I'll open a new chat again as it is going to be a new or a separate one. So now in the tone-based prompting, what I'm going to do. So in the tone-based prompting, I'll say first, I would say that, hey, write a short letter. Okay, I would say write a short letter under 3 to 5 sentences. I'll say write a short letter under 3 to 5 sentences to an employee who has been doing the late delivery. Okay, late delivery of the work. Let's see what it is going to do. Okay, so write a short letter who is not able to work. I mean, under 3 to 5 sentences, their delivery is been done very late. Okay, let's see what GPT is going to do for me. It says, concerned regarding the late deliveries. Dear employee, I wanted to bring to your attention that I have noticed delays in the delivery of your recent tasks. Timely completion is crucial for your team's workflow, and I would appreciate your support in ensuring deadlines are met. If there are any challenges you're facing, let's discuss how we can address them together, which is nice, fair enough. Right? Nice. It's a fair enough, good one. Now, what I'm going to do here, I will say the same thing, nothing changes over here. I'm going to take the same prompt and I'm going to add it over here. And I'll say that, hey, write a short letter again under 3 to 5 sentences to an employee who has been doing the late delivery of the work in a formal tone. Okay, now I'm adding a tone here, calling it as a formal tone. So now when I say that I needed this in a formal tone, see, concern regarding timely task completion. I have observed that some of your recent tasks have been delivered past the agreed deadlines. It became little formal. Okay. Timely submissions are essential for maintaining our workflow and meeting project objectives. Please ensure that the deadlines are adhered to moving forward. And if we are facing any challenges, I encourage you to discuss them with me so we can find a suitable resolution for the same. Okay. So it is actually trying to make sure that all of these things are outlined and planned very much appropriately so that you can be able to handle it in a more effective manner. That is actually the significance of it. Like if you see here very clearly, right? Basically, this is what we call is the significance. Like you see that in this scenario here, all of these things are very clearly mentioned in a formal tone. Now I'm going to take again the same prompt. Nothing changes over here. But what I'm going to do right now in this case is I will say the same one in a caring and supporting tone. Okay, now I would say that here, write a short letter under 3 to 5 sentences to an employee who has been doing the late delivery of the work in a caring and supporting tone so that your employee should not feel that they are really not being considered. So I want to say that in a very caring and supporting tone, it should basically work. So let's go and then try to enter this. Let's see. Hey, support for timely task completion. I understand that meeting deadlines can sometimes be challenging. So nicely it started. It started, did not, it did not go ahead and get started with saying that you're not doing great. It just says that, see, I understand that meeting deadlines can sometimes be challenging, and I appreciate your efforts in handling your tasks. I have noticed some delays in recent deliveries, and I want to check if there is anything I can do to support you. If you are facing any difficulties, please feel free to discuss them with me so we can find a way to make things more manageable for you. See this so nicely in a very caring and supporting tone. It has responded so that your employee may not feel offended that they are not doing it. Okay, so if you see here, the previous one and the one which is previous to it, these are all very pretty straightforward, saying that, hey, I wanted to bring to your attention that I've noticed delays in the delivery of your recent tasks. Timely completion is really crucial for your team workflow, and I would appreciate that you support in ensuring deadlines are met. If there are any challenges, let me know. That's it. Second one, what it says, again, I have observed that your recent tasks have been like delivered past the agreed timelines. Timely submission is again essential for the maintaining the workflow and meeting the project objectives. Please ensure that your deadlines are being met. Otherwise, if you're facing any challenges, let me know. But if you see the third one, which is happening in a very caring and supporting tone, right here, it is very clear. Hey, that I understand that meeting deadlines can sometimes be really challenging. I appreciate all your efforts in handling your tasks, but I've noticed that there are some delay in recent deliveries, and I want to check if there is anything I can do to support you. Okay, if you are facing any difficulties, please feel free to discuss them with me so we can find a way to make things more manageable for you. This is how you need to use the tone as per how you are sending the mail to whom you are sending it. Accordingly, you have to mention the tone. Now, I will say, is this the only tones which are available? No, you have energetic tone. Okay, you can also use energetic tone. Okay, you can say professional tone. Like this, you can use any type of tone, and then accordingly, your chat GPT will give you the relevant tone which you mentioned. Accordingly, it will be able to give you the response. This is what we call tone-based prompting, like where you give a prompt, I mean, using a tone or mentioning a tone. If you don't give the tone, then chat GPT will pick its own tone. Okay. So you see that over here in this scenario, we have the tone prompting. Okay, so first we were being able to add this, and then later you see over here, there is another one. Okay, this is with a formal tone. The first one is not having a tone. The second one is having the formal tone. Okay, and then we will move on to the third one, which is having the caring and supporting tone. Okay, so here you can have your caring and supporting tone. So basically, this is what is a tone prompting. So please complete this one, everybody. I'm going to give you 1 to 2 minutes of time. Take down this prompts for the tone prompting, or else you can create your own prompts in your own way. But yeah, make sure that you always highlight the tone specifically. That is very important to be considered over here. Okay, so please complete and do let me know, everybody. So I hope that you will be able to go ahead and complete this tone prompting where you will get multiple tones with which you can be able to see the result appropriately. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here is let's open a new chat. See, whenever you want to do any research, okay, whenever you're interested to go ahead and try to do any research, right? So basically, you should know the research focus area. Okay, the research focus area is something which you all should basically be aware that where is that I'm going to do research. how it is going to play an important role, or what is my topic. Okay, after you get to know, right, you have to say to your chat GPT, like, okay, I will say now investigate how AI should handle like ethical. Okay, I'm talking about the AI about ethical part. So I can say ethical dilemmas. Okay. Like example, you can put some example over here. Okay. It's all about how well you can be able to effectively say to your chat GPT. So example, I will say autonomous cars choosing, okay, autonomous cars choosing between two harmful outcomes. Okay. You can just say like this, and then you can say, and the role of human oversight in AI decision making. Okay. So first of all, I said I have a thought in my mind that this is what I want to do research. You may have some thought in your mind. That is also fine. So I want the thought which I want in my mind is, see, AI is today widely discussed topic, but nobody talks about AI ethics. Okay, your research should always be unique. Research itself is unique. You are not copying someone else's work here. So my only understanding first is everybody talks about AI, Gen AI, LLM, ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, and all. But if really I want to use AI ethics is again a widely discussed topic. But focusing on like how AI's moral decision making framework will be helpful. That is a unique thing which will make me do the things. That is the area which is underexplored. Nobody has done that. Like how you can use your AI, where how AI moral will be great, and how you can make it use for the decision making framework. So, for an example, if I run this, let's say if I run this, let's see what it is going to do. See, AI and ethical dilemma, navigating the moral landscape. It's giving me a problem. I mean, what is that? See, the nature of ethical dilemma in AI. First, you will get an analysis. Okay. See, a prime example is the trolley problem, where an autonomous car might have to choose between harming one person or another in an unavoidable accident. If there is an accident, how will AI decide whether I have to go and hit the human or whether I have to wait? Okay, so approaches, like what approaches you can do? Rule based ethics, which is a deontological approach. Utilitarian ethics, consequent, oh yeah, consequence. Okay, consequentialist approach. And then you have a hybrid approach. And then you have learning from human preferences, crowdsourced morality. What are the challenges which are being there in AI ethical decision making, which is happening now? What is the role of the human oversight in the AI decision making? Okay. What is the regulatory and ethical guidelines which are present? First, it is giving us an idea, the future of ethical AI, and then conclusion. Okay, now I will say I want to take this up as the research topic. Okay. Can you say me, okay, can you say me what is unique? Because research itself is unique, right? So you have to say, can you say me what is unique in it? So it should be able to guide us. Like what is that it is giving us a unique parameter over here? Okay, see first, why it is unique, it is letting you know the points. Okay, first of all, the research is spanning multiple fields. Okay, because it is talking about AI and ML, where you can see algorithmic decision making and reinforcement learning. It is talking about philosophy and ethics, where it is examining the deontological, utilitarian, and virtue ethics in AI. It's talking about law and policy, okay, like addressing AI accountability, liability, and regulations. You're talking about psychology and human behavior, where you can study the human trust and perception of AI based decisions. So very few studies integrate these so many disciplines, so many diversified discipline to provide a holistic view. That's where you have an edge in your research. Next, there are some unsolved problems in AI. The AI industry lacks a universal ethical framework. Governments, tech firms, and philosophers disagree on AI moral decision making. Ethical AI is often reactive rather than proactive. Okay, you have to lead it in such a way that where you can handle it in a better manner. So your research can propose a structured ethical framework for AI decision making, which is lacking right now. So that is how it is making it unique. The AI moral dilemma is still unresolved. So you are handling the AI moral dilemma. So with this research, your unique approach is you're discussing about fully autonomous AI versus human supervised AI. How much human intervention is necessary? What level of trust do people place in AI decisions? Okay, and it is also showing you what gaps you have in the research. Okay, so most ethical AI research are lacking today real world case studies. They lack the cross cultural AI ethics, empirical validation. Okay, so you can conduct some simulations, survey, or experiments to test the public trust in AI ethical decisions, making your research data driven so that you can also have those results present. Okay, and then what else you can be able to take? Your research still has the potential to influence AI governance and regulations. Okay, where it is also trying to like coordinate with ethical AI standards, human AI collaboration model, better AI transparency and accountability policies. So ultimately, if you want to see in short what it is trying to do, how your AI, how your research is standing out. Interdisciplinary approach, practical applications are great, addressing the AI governance challenges, empirical research opportunity are targeting societal impact. All these things are going to make you stand out your research paper when compared to others who are being able to go ahead and do it. Okay. So, and now I'll say, please, okay, please create it in the research template. Okay, let's see what it is going to do. See, it's creating the paper. Okay, it's creating the research paper. Okay, now you see here introduction. What is my research problem statement? The objectives of the research. And let it go. Literature review. Okay, it's able to go and do the literature review. I mean, you can, I mean, see, your template is ready. I'm not saying this is a research paper. You have to keep modifying this, but you got all the base. Expected outcomes, significance of the study. Okay, conclusion. See, when I said I want it in my research template. Okay, so if you see here, it was able to go ahead and create a draft template for me where it just took the like whatever the topic we have given, it was able to create the introduction, the research problem statement, the objectives, the literature review, and then research methodology, and then your expected outcomes, and then the significance of the study, conclusion, and then references. I will say, please, okay, I would say here, please provide me the references with link. Let's see what it is going to. Okay, sorry. Here in the document, I'm trying to write. In the document, if you want to type it down, you can still be able to type wherever you want. Let me take this off and add it over here. See here, it is now started giving links. Okay, from where it is picking up. From giving information, you have to give this. It's not like just paper and you're done with it. See, started giving me the links where it is required for all of us. See here. Now it started giving me all the information and it is trying to give it to you. Okay. So the sources and all it is been given. So that is the understanding which you all need to understand. So for an example, I am going to take another topic. Okay. I'm going to take another topic like let's say until you don't have the topic right, your GPT will not guide you. You should have some topic in your mind, whether you're targeting AI, whether you're targeting ML or a DL or a generative AI or a cloud. In our example, I targeted AI ethics, which is a very primary topic. So I took it up, investigate that how AI should be handled, ethical dilemmas and the role of the human oversight in AI decision making. Then it gave me some topic, but I understood, but still I want to know that how it is unique. Okay. I want to take this up as a research topic. You confirmed it. Then you're saying that, can you say me what is unique in it? So it's able to go and give you the unique point so that you can mention or you can understand that why you are trying to do this or what is so much unique in it. Then later I got, okay, I'm happy with the unique content. So I said, please create it in the research template. It has given me the base that how I need to get started with. Then you can keep growing, keep adding the data, and you can be able to update in this document. And this document you can copy and can put it in the Word document and can be able to share wherever you actually need it. Okay, now in the same way, I will again open a new chat. Okay, so now I will say investigate. Investigate means it's always research where it will go into the depth of it. Okay, investigate the I want to combine intersection of AI. I want to combine AI. I want to combine quantum computing. Okay, I want to combine quantum computing and what else? What else? What else? Yeah, I want to complete. I want to like use blockchain. Okay, in investigate the intersection of AI, quantum computing, blockchain, and that's it. We don't need anything else to solve what? To solve the global challenges like I would say climate change, okay, and you can say healthcare. Okay, I would say here in this case, healthcare, and what else I can say, cybersecurity, okay, or education. Okay, what I'm trying to say is investigate the intersection of AI. Intersection means combining AI, quantum computing, blockchain to solve the global challenges like climate change, healthcare, cybersecurity, or education. Let me add this first. Let's see what it is going to do. Okay, the intersection of AI, quantum computing, and blockchain today represents groundbreaking opportunities to tackle the major challenges. Okay, great. So it's talking about climate change, how AI, quantum, blockchain can help in this. AI can power your climate prediction. Energy optimization can be done through quantum AI. Blockchain can run some smart contracts to automate the carbon trading. Then deforestation and carbon sequestration tracking, and in healthcare how the AI and quantum and blockchain technology can help, and then how in cybersecurity it is going to help. I mean, it's still creating, and how in education it can be able to help us out. It is also being able to go ahead and get created over here. Okay, how in education it is going to play as an important role. So that is another thing, and then conclusion. It first will give you an insights that how it is going to work. Then I will say I want to implement it. Okay, I would say I want to implement it for research. And could you please provide me the unique points in a uh, in five? I would say, could you please provide me the 5 unique points? I don't want to go into lot of details into it. Okay, could you please provide me 5 unique points? Let's see what it is going to do. If you want to really implement, first one, quantum AI for climate forecasting. Okay. So what is happening over here? Climate prediction models lack accuracy and struggle with vast data sets. So when you use quantum AI, it will make it the model very faster. When you implement blockchain, it can store all those records in a very transparent manner. Okay. So that is one. Quantum powered drug discovery with AI and blockchain security in healthcare. Traditional drug discovery is very slow and costly. But now you are using quantum computing to do the things in a very quick manner. Okay, that is some another problem we are trying to overcome. Quantum secure blockchain for next generation cybersecurity. Traditional encryption is vulnerable to quantum attacks. So you can use quantum technology to create some cryptography so that there wouldn't be any cyber attacks which are going to happen. That's how your paper will be unique. AI powered smart education with blockchain certified credentials. Lack of personalized training, and there is a lot of diploma fraud which is occurring. So you can use your research paper for that and be able to optimize so that nobody is having any difficulties or challenges. Quantum AI plus blockchain for carbon trading and ESG compliance. So you can make your environment conserve in a better manner by using AI and blockchain. So in these 5 ways, you see that the real challenges which are happening in the world, you are trying to overcome by combining AI, quantum computing, blockchain to really solve the real world challenges which are being occurring as of today. So that is how you can be able to handle it. So now I will say, please, okay, I will say here, please create the research paper. Okay, please create the research paper with standard template where you can also highlight the source from where it is picked. Okay, you can say please create the research paper with a standard template. I mean in the standard template you will see that the research paper is going to come up, where you can also highlight what the source from where it is picked up. Let's see what it is going to do. Okay, started creating it. You see that there's a title, author, it it predicted my name. So okay, you see that here abstract. Okay, it's first giving the abstract for all of you. Then it came with the introduction. Okay, let's see the background. Okay, it gave you the background, the research objective, and then it's coming. See there, links are coming. See everybody. So you see that, right, with the source and reference it is giving us. And you see there is a methodology, research approach, data sources, proposed framework and implementation, that what you really want to go ahead and do it. It's just going and giving you whatever the best thing which you can be able to do it over here. Okay, just check it out. It's just creating the entire research paper. If you could just have a look into it. Results and discussions. Okay, so it's giving you some stats, conclusion, and the future work. Okay, my research paper is getting built. See the references also. Now it is making very clear. In the previous one, reference was not clear. Now it is giving you even the references also. So if you see your research paper is ready, at least I'm not saying that if ChatGPT itself is doing all the research, then we as a human being will be replaced overall. Okay, this is like a base template. It's giving you everything to get started. Then you have to take the journey that how you will be able to take this research paper in a much, much unique and a broader way. So this is the clarity which I just want to make sure. As you all are from academics, right? I am assuming that this is going to be very much powerful for all of you. Okay, so with this, I complete the session for today. Tomorrow, still we have some more prompts which we will run. Like some great prompts are still present. We will run all of those great prompts. Tomorrow also, it will be fully hands-on activity only. Okay, so we will run all those prompts, whatever is needed for tomorrow, and like responsible AI. We will discuss also about AI ethics, how you can use your AI for responsible AI, and what is AI ethics, how you have to teach your AI. All those things I'm going to explain to you. So with this, I complete the session for today, everybody. Many people have asked me to look into research, how the research papers will be created, how the topics would be provided. I have given all of that information. I hope the people who had some questions on research and all, so we have covered that today. So tomorrow we will continue with the remaining prompts which are being present. So today we completed LLMs, we completed the prompt engineering overall. Okay, hope that you all have the great understanding. So we will again connect for the tomorrow's session and we'll cover the remaining prompts and then the responsible AI. Okay, so thank you once again, everyone, for your active time. And let me see if there are any questions. No, awesome. Great. So there are no questions. Over to you, Shishmita. Thank you once again, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable class. So we'll meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you, sir. So yeah,
Thank you.
we are
Thank you.
winding up for the day. Thank you all. Thank you for joining. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you all.